Hello and welcome to the second video of Introduction to Drafting. In this video, where we will understand the importance of plain English, our discussion will often be about drafting contracts. But the tips and principles that you will learn here apply equally to all kinds of drafting. Remember, it's essential for a successful career in the law that you be able to communicate efficiently and effectively. Very often, you will be required to communicate through the medium of written contracts. These are especially important in commercial lawyering. Transactions such as share purchase transactions and joint venture transactions, or even the humble lease agreement, are the bread and butter of a commercial law practice. And lawyers who cannot produce well-drafted commercial contracts lack the basic skills for a commercial law practice. They are not considered effective lawyers. Now, while attorneys and lawyers believe quite earnestly that they are able to draft effectively, many errors continue to creep into our drafts. One of the major problems that we will look at in this video is the excessive use of legalese. These unnecessary, so-called legal words make our drafts so complicated. They become difficult to understand, especially for our clients. And for some reason, lawyers take pride in such drafts when in fact it should be a source of professional shame. The lawyers routinely choose to express themselves in a more complicated fashion when a clearer and more precise alternative is available. The alternative available for you is the use of simple and plain English. We saw in a previous video how to tell legalese from terms of art. In this video, we will understand how the use of plain English improves our drafting with the help of an exercise. Let's look at some words and phrases that commonly appear in our drafts. In the event that, is desirous of, until such time as, and the often used aforementioned. Now ask yourself, are there simpler alternatives for these terms? Pause the video now and think about whether there are simpler words that can be used here to eliminate the legalese. Play the video once you have thought about each of these terms. Welcome back. Let us now look at how we can eliminate some of the legal jargon that commonly appears in our drafts. What are the simpler alternatives to these commonly used pieces of legalese? Can we not replace in the event that with a simple if? Is desirous of can quite adequately be replaced with wants. Until such time as can quite easily be replaced by the simple until. The other words can be deleted to make the draft much simpler and easier to understand. Aforementioned. How often have I seen these in drafts? Honestly, this word is best removed or replaced with a simple before or above. You will, with experience and practice, replace legalese with plain English terms that are simple and easier to understand. You will also see that contracts automatically become simpler and more precise without losing any of their legal sanctity. To demonstrate, let's look at a poorly drafted sentence and see if we can take a few simple steps to improve it. The parties herein above mentioned have agreed that they should set up a company in the manner as specified hereinafter in the agreement. Can we make this simpler and easier to understand? Now, if you read through the sentence, you can see that the words herein above and hereinafter are actually redundant. The sentence becomes much clearer and easy to understand if we edit it to, the parties agree that a new company will be set up as specified in the agreement. Simply by removing herein above and hereinafter and tidying up a bit, the clause has actually become far easier to understand. The legalese was omitted without any change to the purpose of the clause. Throughout this course, we will encounter examples of poorly drafted clauses and poor legal writing. We will learn how to rectify the defects and improve them. But here is a crucial tip. always ask yourself, can this be made easier to understand? For example, another common problem that I've observed in drafts is the lack of proper structure. Sometimes there is no introduction. The document will go straight to the substantive portion or the main body without explaining the basics. It is obvious that an introduction makes a draft easier to understand, especially for a reader who is unfamiliar with the substance of the document. Such a problem can easily be avoided by putting yourself in the shoes of the reader. No matter how intricate the transaction or how complex an issue of law you're dealing with, a draft is at the end of the day a medium of communication. And while you're communicating, your purpose is to be understood by the reader or the listener. So whether it is a contract that will be sent to a client or an opposite party, or a pleading that a judge will read, it never hurts to put yourself in the shoes of your reader and ask, can this be made easier to understand? We've taken one such step in this video, where we have learned how to use plain English in a contract so that the reader is able to easily understand it. Thank you for watching.